Good morning, legends. Let's get straight into some questions and have a couple of teams to go through as well at the end. So, what's your thoughts on Lachlan Fitzgibbon as a pod? He's definitely someone that when he's playing the full 80 minutes, he's scoring very close to that 50 average. So, Fitzgibbon, a solid option, obviously, at that cheaper price, given he's had a few head knocks. He had 3 games where he didn't finish the game. So, that's a slight worry in itself. But when he does finish it, he's great. And I think Tyson Frizzell, if you can pay up that little bit more, is going to be a better option for you to average sort of that 55 and hit those outlier games of the 60s that he's got the last few weeks. Hey, Jamie, did a 19th man trade down and centre wing fullback cover. Do you think Averillo or Suoli'i? I actually think Averillo isn't going to be so bad at the moment. The fact that he has a bye next week is a little bit of a worry. Both have the duel. Suoli'i, I think, with the goal kicking now, Roosters playing a little bit better. I think he can be solid as well. He's very, very cheap. So Averillo should score more consistently, but has the bye, and Suoli'i with goal kicking probably helps him with that little bit as well. So yeah, either way, I think is fine, but maybe Suoli'i, just if you don't want to, you might have a few cash outs already, and next week's a slight issue if you have a Preston as well. Is it too early to trade Hopgood to Murray, or is it a waste of a trade? So with this one, guys, you want to be looking at the price difference. So with Hopgood down to Murray, you need to be making a second trade to use that cash elsewhere. Otherwise, I see Hopgood and Murray scoring fairly similar, and they both have one bar remaining. So I wouldn't just do the one trade just because Murray got 70 last week. Hopgood could get a 70 this week, and Murray could go back down to a 50 and not play the full 77 minutes that he played last week. So yeah, as a one trade, I don't really like it. As a two, if you need the 130, 140k to upgrade, then that's fine. Can't decide between Walsh, Teddy, Lomax, or Timoko. Okay, so all at a similar price now. Do you need a centre more, or do you need a wing fullback more? That will make that decision. And then I would personally go Teddy over Walsh, and I would go Lomax just over Timoko. That would be the play. So yeah, whichever one you need more, and then they're my thoughts. Liam, all right, I'm trading Buller and Tohu Harris to DCE and Dylan Edwards. Pretty solid. We'll more than likely trade Preston to Murray next week. I'm not sure yet, though, as he's my only Bulldog player. Okay, yes, either way would be fine. Buller to Edwards is going to be an upgrade, just with the quality of his play all year. And then he scores when the great Cleary comes back. But do just note that unfortunately with Edwards, he's a very, very worrisome player to watch, because he was on like 3 or 4 up until the 30 odd minute, and then got that lovely run with a bunch of tackle breaks and stuff. So just be aware of that when you're looking at Dylan Edwards. But DCE, obviously a lovely upgrade, and Tohu Harris out this week. Although Tohu, I think, will do well going forward. I'm fine with it. Is McInnes a better option than Murray for head-to-head players? Well, if your head-to-head is in the head-to-head grand finals in round 26, then I would say yes. He is a very similar price, obviously, like a little bit cheaper, 30 odd K cheaper. But yeah, it's more just for that. It's just based on where your grand final is. I think Murray could probably, has a little bit more upside. McInnes obviously scored a try last week, but for the majority of the time, he's going to be a 50 odd minute guy and will be a point a minute type of player. Thoughts on Moses and Buller to DCE and McInnes, or Murray over McInnes? So I think Murray just over McInnes. Obviously, him being a little bit cheaper and not having a bye is a big win there. If you're looking at that, you're really doing this to round out your 17, and you're not confident with Buller playing. Just make sure you do have the cover in half, and also, that wouldn't matter, sorry, in winning fullback, trading out Buller, and then that would be fine. Let's go to one of these teams, actually, while we're here. That will be good. All right, jump down while we're here. Alrighty. We only got 2 of them, so let's just do one at a time there. Tubbsy Maloney. So 2,900 overall, 4 trades remaining, 33 in the bank. Do I try and force Cleary in? Would I just be sensible with only 4 trades left? I don't like seeing Panthers play get rested at the end of the year. Look, it could happen, but someone like Cleary has been rested for a long time, and he's going to want to be in tip-top shape coming into that final round. So he got through that first week now unscathed. So I think he's going to be fine re-injury-wise. It'll just be him getting the runs in the legs. You saw when he came back from his suspension last year, and the year before when he came back from his shoulder injury, he didn't lose a step. When it's leg related, I think it definitely changes a few things. So he's going to want to get some runs in those legs, as I said. But yeah, completely up to you. You can write it out and save trades, because there's 6 rounds left, and the squad that you've got at the moment, you look at your bench and that's terrific. And you've got Preston playing this week. I'd be looping Buller, but likely playing Preston. Obviously the centre at the moment, I think Averillo is probably the play in the centre position over Valance. If I'm up to you, if you're making a decision there. Captaincy wise, you got Hines. Like, I think Moses will bounce back. You have a really solid team, man. So I'd probably hold this week, and I think you'll make ranks. And then, if you have those 4 trades over the next few weeks, you can really, really push. Maybe next week you need to make a trade because you have, Graham, Averillo, Preston. That would be more the play, I would say, in that one. So, yeah, I'd hold there. If you're looking at trading Preston, Tarpany, making 4 trades would be a mistake in my opinion. Preston to Cook there would be a mistake as well. So leave that out. I think you're doing well. Otherwise, my good man. All right, let's go back to the questions. So, thinking of trading Moses, Buller, and Chance to Murray, Edwards, and Garrick, or to Gagai. Any thoughts? It's fine, but you're trading a 60-something average guy to all guys that average in the 50s at best. Edwards is down on that. Garrick's a 50 guy. Murray's like a 50 to 55 guy at the moment, unfortunately. Yes, he got a 70 last week, but it's not what he's shown all year. So, high score of the year, it was. Second high score, I should say, of the year last week. So you're trading that out. And then Buller and Chance can obviously do well on any given time. If you have, I think, 5 or 6 trades or more, then I think this is fine. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making the 3. Hey mate, stuck with 2 options this week and love your advice. Only have 3 trades left. Okay. Naz to Timokor, straight swap to give you a third centre for when Penasini is out. Nas and Buller to Murray and Suoli'i. 1 trade. First one. Toa to Murray this week, a justifiable trade. If you have lots of trades and if you are going to be short, like a good 17 this week, it would be fine. But I think Toa was going to score pretty well the majority of the year. Regret trading Chance over Buller. See, I did that too, but it worked out perfectly in that week. Buller got 69 a couple of weeks ago. Everyone's just seeing the 28 and going, oh, this is disgusting. But he got 69 and was massive for us a couple of weeks ago. J-Dog, who would you trade out for Murray? Would help if I knew who was in your squad, brother. But anyone I've spoken about during this week, and if you're going to trade a higher guy out to get Murray in, as I said, you want to be upgrading another person. If you can get a mid-range guy, those Chances and Bullers and those kind of guys up to Murray, then that would be great. Tohu, if you have 3 or 4 Warriors, it would be okay. But remember, Murray's going to have a bye later and Tohu won't. So thoughts on Coruscant. I'm not super excited on Appy, just because if you're trading him in, I think he just has to be a constant looper. So in your EMG 5 every single time, because he can get 60, 50 odd, or he can get 25 and just be an absolute killer for your side. So if you're trading him in, that's the reason. If you're looping him every week and he's back up for hooker, that is all. Billy Burns is a constant 40 odd type of scorer. So if you're looking for a mid-range guy, if that works for you, then great. Actually, convinced 1 or 2 guys last week in my private group to actually grab him in the end. They mentioned him. I said, yep, 100%. I think he's going to be a good scorer. Like, he can play in your 17, and that worked out great. Is Lukey an issue with Finnair Fiaki, as he's back around 23 and most likely would take his spot? If you're grabbing Finnair now, it's for this week, and I doubt Lukey plays big minutes next week, so he might be back to, he played 30 odd one game. Could be 50 odd. And Finnair plays 30. And yes, you don't want to be having to play him every week, but I doubt you're playing Finnair this week. So if you're trading him in, he's just a guy that could play each and every game. So if you do need someone in a pinch, then he's there. Very much similar to that of Dan Russell. Thoughts on Aaron Clark? So yeah, he's got a couple more weeks of good scores. He's just in a very awkward price as well. So Billy Burns you likely have for the rest of the year. Clark will be in this position for a couple of weeks, and then he's going to be out of that position. Very similar to that of Chris Randall, which you saw him go down to 45 minutes when Tino was back. And that was that. Is it worth trading Moses to DCE? 4 trades left. I feel Moses maybe 2 to 3 points higher, better than DCE, but missing round 27 and already have 3 Eels players. It's fine, man. It's completely fine if you want to do that. If that gives you a bit of cash to do something else another week, then that's sweet. Thanks, Jamie, for meal food for thought. As usual, can't be the dynamic duo without Scoop. We miss you, Scoop. We do. Thank you for the love, Pete. And hopefully we're getting back for sure. Busy man these days, Scoop. It's hard to grab him. He's doing a lot of driving, he said as well. So even in between work, it's hard to sit him down, which is cool. Maybe we have to get him on the phone or something while he's driving. No, that's not smart. Scratch that. All right, last one here. James Tedesco or Dylan Edwards. Teddy should score a little bit better, but Edwards is a lot cheaper. So yeah, that's that on that one. All right, let's leave that now. Thank you for listening to the Q&A. I'll finish with our last one. Hi, Jamie. We'd love to get rid of Tanner and Moses, but being low on trades, I think I should just hold this week and try to use 3 of the 4 trades to get rid of Parramatta players. Everyone's obsessed with this Parramatta week, but it's just 1 week. There's 6 left. So if they're going to score really well for you, like I'm going to get rid of 1 now just because it's going to suit my balance of the squad better. And I think I'll get a couple of good scorers out of it. And obviously the best sort of centre option for me at the moment in a Garrick, which you'll see in my video later. But I want Cleary high B, and I'm willing to wait till next round. That's fine. Moses has a very high B as well. So Tanner would be the one I'd be looking to move on first. I bought Sloan to be an upgrade, so I would like him to be one of my trades, leaving 3 left for Para players ideal. Sloan and Moses are 2 others. I'll need a half this week in that case, or play Tanner. Yuck. Yeah, okay, you don't really want to play Tanner. So you maybe just be holding there. You have a really balanced squad because you've got, I'll just get this bigger for everyone. You got a really good squad there. Obviously, having Johnson and Harris out, you'd be playing, a couple of Tanner, which he could definitely bounce back. Remember, he's been very, very consistent, averaging 40s in the mid 40s over the last bunch of weeks, so he would be completely fine. And then you're looping between Seb Chris and Sloan really. So one of those two. I think Tanner's your safer guy. For the most part, this 14 is past him now, and he should be better. The rest of your team's really solid. You got Garrick and Penasini, obviously Manu down there in the wing fullbacks, and maybe wing fullbacks a slot that you look to upgrade eventually. So if you do, you obviously have the 1 downgrade. You could downgrade another to a non-playing, but I'd probably suggest holding for you this week in a good spot there at 979. And then looking to potentially make some trades in the next few weeks. And if injuries stay away, then you could look to make that luxury trade. But right now, I think you're going to be fine. You'll be able to loop. Obviously, you play Tanner and the loop between Seb Chris and Sloan. Big loop. All of them really, because you got 2 out. So that's that, guys. Just a little quick one there in the Q&A, and also a couple of teams. Keep remembering to send your teams in if you do have trades remaining. I know we're getting to the back end of the season, and obviously a big thank you to everyone for sticking around and watching these videos so late in the season. It's obviously a really important time to get your rank shored up, and if you're heading for a PB in your rank, then awesome work, and hopefully I've helped you along the way. So we'll see you in my trades video, which will be fairly short, I believe.